Okay, everyone. Just kind of wanted to show you guys what our finished result was after our Cerakote job. Guys, I didn't go in a bunch of detail about the Cerakote, but can tell you, you can do it from home. It's not that difficult. What I do recommend is get you a spray gun, HVLP. This one right here is a cheap one off of Amazon, matter of fact. I've got some high-end airbrushes and stuff, so I do believe that if you're going to do it a lot, you're going to have a lot better quality gun if you get something like the Wada or something like that. I've got a Wada airbrushes that are amazing for what they do. Matter of fact, you just grab one right here. This is the Wada Eclipse that I use all the time. Very, very, very nice airbrush. Not sure if it's going to focus in on it. Now, this one only has a 0.5 needle, so it's a little too small of a needle for the Cerakote. You really probably need 0.7 or bigger. Probably a 1 is better. This one I think has a 1 or 1.2 needle in it, and has a little bit higher volume. So when you're doing a gun this size, I really recommend stepping up to something like that. Or Wada make theirs they have one that has a lot bigger cup than what you saw on the airbrush, and it's a little bit smaller and compact design than this. But I tell you what, for less than 20 bucks, this did just fine, and I probably will dedicate this just to using on Cerakote. When it starts having issues, I'll upgrade. Until that point, no reason to. Guys, this is after it's fully cured, baked off at 250 for 2 hours. So everything come out just absolutely perfect. Didn't have any issues. Didn't have any issues with the gun. Mixed everything properly, and this was a 4-ounce bottle. I only used 2 ounces of it. So I know they say just mix everything in the bottle, but since I do other paint projects and stuff, had all the measurement stuff, so I just took the measurements and went ahead and dialed everything in where I only had to use half of it. So go ahead and show y'all everything. Everything came out absolutely fantastic. Separate this. And that just come out of there and look, didn't even scratch it up. That tells me this finish is going to be pretty darn durable. I've Cerakoted in the past when I had my gun shop. But I had a lot different equipment. I had a professional air gun. Had an HVLP then. I didn't have a Wada, but I had one that I got from a paint store, and I paid about 300 bucks for it. Like I say, not necessary. You can get away with it cheap. And I just cured this in an old oven that I had, so that's all you have to do. Just make sure you get everything clean. And I'll explain kind of the steps that I took on this. You can see the serial numbers and everything just fine. So it did the proper coats. I have 2 coats of Cerakote on here. So I think we're going to be good. And they're not really super heavy coats. So it didn't, you didn't have to worry about it filling up all the lettering and stuff like that. So it did a proper job. Everything came out just great. So let me tell you real quick what I did to get it to this point. And we're going to assemble this. I'm not going to be able to show you every single thing because YouTube likes to take gunsmithing videos down. So we'll have to kind of be careful here what we show you. But we can go in depth on some of the stuff. So when I prepped this gun was a little bit longer. I cut that much off. We got 18.5 inches in here, and that's measured with taking a dowel rod going down the muzzle end, and it's going to stop on the closed bolt. And I did 18.5 inches, that way we got plenty of room, and I cut this off. So then after I did that, somebody that had this before used just a household spray paint on this and spray painted this, and it had a little bit of bluing underneath it, a little bit of surface rust, and the paint was peeling off of it when I got it. It was a trade that I took, and this has been sitting in the gun safe probably for 5 or 6 years untouched, and I finally got around to it. And you can see how bad the metal was underneath anyway on this piece. Now, what I did to take the paint off, because they used just regular Krylon, I guess, spray paint, something like that. It wasn't sticking very good. They didn't do a good prep. It looked like crap. I used aircraft stripper on this to get all the paint off of it. After I got the aircraft stripper all cleaned off of this, you can kind of see right here, I started buffing the metal, so you can see how much better this is compared to this over here. Went ahead and did all that. After I got it to that point, I used brake clean on it. And I'll show you that. Exactly what I used is this CRC brake clean. And this one's the strongest brake clean formula. They make 2 different kinds, and I went ahead and opted to go with this, not because it said the strongest, but the other one, I believe it said environmentally safe or something like that, and I was afraid that it may have some chemicals in it that might have oils or something that may stick, and that's what we're wanting to do, is make sure this doesn't have any oils. So after I did that, I did sandblast it. You should sandblast these. If you're not going to sandblast these, I'd recommend do not Cerakote, or have somebody do it for you that's going to do it proper. If you don't etch this metal, it's not going to stick correctly. So I took aluminum oxide sandblaster, and I actually just took a cheap Harbor Freight portable 50-pound little tub that has the spray nozzle on it, took it outside with a box and sprayed it in there. Used to have a blasting cabinet. I don't have any of that anymore. Probably will wind up getting some of that stuff, guys, as we go through these videos and update my equipment again like I used to have it when I had my gunsmith shop. That way I can see a little more proper way of doing it. But I did the down and dirty at home version. You can see it absolutely turned out perfect, just as good as if I did it in my shop with all the other equipment. You've got to take your time. But anyway, I went ahead and sandblasted this. After I got done sandblasting this, I went ahead and hit it with brake clean one more time, and then I went ahead and gassed it. And I degassed this at 350 degrees. I hung up all this with wire in the oven, and I let it go for about 2 hours, maybe 3. I think I went 3 hours on it. And I hit it at 350 degrees. Let it cook off. Everything was dull when I took it out, and I knew at that point, make sure you wear gloves. Don't transfer any oils off your hand to clean metal once you have it to that point. Something else, unfortunately I can't show you, but if y'all took these pieces out of after degassing them, and you see anything that looks like oil residue on it, you're going to need to clean that part again. Hit it with some brake clean again, sandblast it, all that kind of stuff, and degas it one more time. These absolutely had no problems. I didn't have that issue, but if you ever decide to do this, keep that in mind. You might run into that issue. But at this point, this is ready for assembly. After 2 hours at 250 degrees, this is fully cured. it is ready to go. Y'all saw me pull this out of the action, and it did not scuff up this paint even. I mean, that ceramic coating is on there. Now this little spots and stuff on there, it's not damaged the paint. It's junk off this workbench here. So I just kind of want to show y'all that. So we're going to go ahead and get into assembly of this. I'm not going to get an exact detail on the assembly on this. I already had it busted apart. We will do some in-depth more gunsmithing videos. Go check out my AR. We'll probably break some stuff up into that. But I'll go ahead and we're going to get started on this, and I'll show you the end result after we get done. The only thing that I've done with the stock's in pretty good shape. It's not absolutely perfect. I did put this recoil pad on here. The recoil pad that was on here was busted, and I ordered one recoil pad, and it come in, it did not fit properly. So I got this universal fit just to get a spy. Probably be changing that out. May even be changing the stock out. It's not the best stock, but you know, it's really in not bad shape. It's got a couple little marks on it, but that's not bad. I could have even Cerakoted this if I wanted to, but I chose not to because it's pretty decent. It's not scuffed up really bad. Same with the foregrip, looks really good. Just needs cleaned up a little bit. That's very, very minor stuff there. So, all right, guys, and we will get busy assembling this gun. Y'all stick around. I appreciate y'all kind of sticking around for the Cerakote. The gun assembly is going to be a separate video. Guys, if you're subscribed, thank you very much. If you're not, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you know when we're putting out new content. Have a blessed week, and I'll catch y'all on the next episode.